We're going to start off with CM Punk. He showed up at an indie show in Wisconsin under a mask. So we got a hooded Punk. And he comes out GTS as some guy. And yeah, he showed up at a random indie show. I mean, does this mean anything? What do you guys say?
I don't think it means anything. It was reported that he's done it before a couple of times. But I never heard about it, so it's really low key. But I don't like... Does anyone think that he's going to go to AEW or anything like that? I know there's money to be made. Maybe him and Ambrose feud. I've been, been kind of booking it in my head. It would make great money. I just personally think Punk's just doing these little indie shots because that's all he wants to do. He loves MMA. Wrestling's on the side for him now.
Well, I know that it was put on by Silas Young, I do believe, the show. And Silas... a lot of like his tweets were saying this Punk, and Punk was in capitals. And also, I believe he was helping out Ace Steel, which is one of his close personal buddies.
And his trainer.
So there's a lot of that aspect. And there are pictures of where he was wearing the same sweatshirt that very day. Yeah. So there's a lot of things out there. And I also did hear that AEW has open checkbook for CM Punk. So I could see him coming back because that itch, and he sucks in MMA.
Yeah, I heard about the AEW deal, but as far as like his MMA deal goes, no, it's not happening. That's why I think it was possibly him. Part of me, like in my heart, wants to believe that it was him, that he will come back to the ring. It doesn't have to be WWE, but there's just that
It'll
other
never
side
be WWE.
Oh, never, ever. No. It's just, I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I need to see more evidence saying that it was him, but... if he does go to AEW, hell yeah, all for it.
Here's the deal. CM Punk is all elite. You heard it here first. Tony Khan apparently is a big CM Punk mark. He said open checkbook, however much it takes to get him. Because here's the thing. It's not just, I want him because I'm a wrestling fan. You want CM Punk because that's another name you can take to television stations. They haven't signed a television deal yet. They're still shopping it around. They can say, yeah, we've got Chris Jericho. Okay, that's awesome because Chris Jericho's a big name. Who else you got? Kenny Omega? Kenny Omega is a big name in the wrestling world. Mm-hmm. He's not a big name to mainstream advertisers.
Right.
So unless they get Snoop Dogg's cousin in there, they really need another big name. Well, CM Punk. CM Punk is a big name, not just to wrestling fans. We can prove that he drew in UFC, even though it wasn't a great showing, but he drew pay-per-view eyes.
He's still there.
Yeah, so, I mean, that's a huge thing. If you're shopping this around to not just television networks, but advertisers, and those are the kind of things they're worrying about right now. I know they don't want to get a ton of ex-Fed guys, but if it's one of them, you got to think that's going to be the top of his list because CM Punk's close to Chris Jericho. He's close to Cody Rhodes. Mm-hmm. He was close to Kenny Omega. So, I mean, the kind of stars are aligning. If he wants to do like one last 6-month run, get a feud with Kenny, get a feud with maybe Dean Ambrose if he goes there, get a feud with one last feud with Jericho. I mean, that's the logical place for him to go if he's back. And I really do believe he wouldn't have let all of this leak out. He wouldn't have let his buddy say Punk in, quotes in his tweet to draw attention to it if he weren't ready to at least kind of dip his toe back into wrestling.
Right.
Because all the times he's done this before, because apparently he has, it was way under the wraps and nobody heard about it. So
yeah,
I didn't know about
it until it was said that he did it before.
So to me, this means that he's open to coming back to wrestling. So I think that's a huge development if true, because the one thing AEW is really lacking is that top tier star power. And
this would provide
if you have, say, one match is, Kenny Omega versus Chris Jericho, the other one is Dean Ambrose versus, or John Moxley versus CM Punk. There you go. There's your two main events for, your last show, because they're doing Double or Nothing, but I believe they're doing one more big show before they launch their TV.
Is it Fight for the Fallen or something like that?
I think a lot of those are already kind of booked, but I think they'll probably do another Vegas show, I would assume.
Yeah.
And also, I think WWE is getting a little weary because I believe Taker and Angle have been pulled, so there's some.
Yes, that is confirmed.
There's something going on
Though
there, so
they
they
did
know.
offer WWE offered Conrad that they're gonna find him a suitable replacement.
Rod
whatever that
McMahon.
means. Well, I heard that was gonna happen, but I heard that they're actually going. WWE is gonna give him somebody.
Gilbert.
Yeah, my guess is probably John Cena because they'll go toe the company line. He won't say anything too controversial.
Yeah, that's
Right.
I know I read Conrad wanted Shawn Michaels, but Shawn Michaels said no because AEW and StarCast are too closely related.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, obviously they're kind of
Yeah.
hand in hand, but Shawn was, NXT trainer. He kind of toes that company
Billy
line as
Gunn,
well.
yeah.
So yeah.
That's the next guest on there, Billy Gunn.